Welcome to another edition of the OC Show. My name is Donnie Henderson. I am so happy that you're here because I got a great topic today. But in order to lead into my topic, I have to do a little bit of a different way to lead into it. I've got to do a ranking system to lead into the topic that I want to talk about real quick. And the ranking system is, what league has the best playoffs? It's March right now. You may know what number one is, but let's rank these leagues and see who has the best playoffs. Starting with, I'm doing 7 leagues. Leagues that matter. Only leagues that matter. I'm not doing leagues that don't matter. For an example, for a league that doesn't matter, PGA, who cares? No one cares about the PGA. Who cares about NASCAR? No one cares about NASCAR. I'm doing leagues that matter. And at number 7, not trolling them, the WNBA. The WNBA, they are 7th on this list because they're starting to matter. They have polarizing characters. They've got people who actually matter, people who are actually interesting. The game has actually improved. The actual basketball has improved. But as far as their playoffs go, when is their playoffs? I think it's the summertime sometime. No one knows. No one cares. But at some point, people are going to start caring. Number 7, WNBA. Number 6, the NBA. The NBA's playoffs are trash, just to be frank with you. The NBA playoffs are trash. There, I said it. I love basketball. I love watching it. I'll watch that trash from time to time, but I'd rather, at times during the summer, rather go out with my girls to Busch Gardens or something rather than watch the NBA playoff games. NBA Finals is trash. I don't know what they need to do to fix it. Props to Adam Silver for actually trying to do something with that NBA Cup. People don't like that, but at least he's trying. But the NBA playoffs, 6th on this list. Number 5 on the list is Major League Baseball. If you know me, you know that baseball is actually my favorite sport. The reason I'm so competitive, the reason I am who I am is because of baseball. I love baseball. MLB playoffs are great, but let me back up. The NBA playoffs are good. They're not great. They used to be great. The reason they're good and not great is because I believe that it's getting too watered down. We're letting too many teams in. Now, it benefited me personally last season because my Tigers got into the playoffs, snuck in, and actually got to the second round because of that play-in or whatever they're doing now. Because I can't even follow it all. It's so much going on. It's so convoluted. But MLB, Major League Baseball playoffs, coming in 5th on my list. Number 4 on my list is NCAA football. Now, talk about expansion. Do we have too many teams with 12 teams? Should we reseed the teams? We have all these different questions. Because we have all these different questions, that's why we rank it so low. The very best sport to watch on television, period, in the story, is college football. It's the best sport to watch on television. And it used to mean so much that if you lost one game, that you're on the hot seat. And if you lost 2 games, you're out. Now, if you lose 2 games, you can still make the playoff. And, I think the actual champion, the Ohio State Buckeyes, who are the national champions, I think they were like a 6 or an 8 seed or something. And so for an opportunity for a team that lost their last game and didn't go to the conference championship game to win a national championship kind of waters down the product in my eyes. Would I have been happy if it had been my team that won the national championship? Yes. But I think that the NCAA football, the way they have the college football playoff, I think it's a little bit watered down, putting it number 4. Not horrible, but can't be the best. Number 3 on my list, the NHL. If you don't know, you need to know right now. You need to listen to me real carefully. If you don't know anything about the NHL playoffs, you better get yourself educated. Now, some of you are like, I don't even like hockey. Hockey's not even on my radar. Well, NHL playoffs needs to be on your radar. And I'm going to give you this assignment, folks. Listen to Uncle Donnie here real quick. If you want to see something excitement, if you want to see some excitement, if you want to see something intense, when an NHL playoff game hits overtime, that's when you need to just watch. The NHL overtime format in the playoffs, that sudden death, the intensity that they play with is unmatched in any sport. Don't let it be game 7. Don't let it be game 7 in said series and they get overtime. If I ever see that, I watch. I don't care. 1, 2, 3 overtimes. You need to watch because the passion that they play with, the excitement, the whole anticipation of at any time it could be over is just unmatched. NHL playoffs ranking number 3. Number 2, the NFL. NFL playoffs are great. NFL playoffs are great, and it's more fun when your team's in it. My team's been in it, past couple of years, even though they lost the first game of the divisional round, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. NFL is king. NFL playoffs are great. You can still get some drama. It's not like the NHL playoffs where you have that sudden death overtime rules. The one thing that I would be critical of in the NFL is their overtime. NFL overtime period across the board just needs to be changed. Use the college format for the overtime. People don't like that, but it's way better than what they got going on right now in NFL. But NFL still great playoffs, all the drama leading up to the biggest event in sports, the Super Bowl, NFL playoffs number 2. And if you hadn't guessed, NCAA basketball, men and women, best playoff in the world. Best playoff in the world. Absolutely the best playoff. And you can't deny what we've seen over years and years and years of just content. The NCAA March Madness is great, but what makes NCAA March Madness so great? The upsets, the things that happen that are unexpected. But this season, we didn't really get that, which brings me to the main topic that I'm going to just get with you shortly. March Madness, people say, oh, March Madness is dead. We didn't get any upsets. We didn't get that 15-2. We didn't get that 14-3 seeding upset. And people don't think we're going to get it anymore because they're blaming it on NIL, name, image, and likeness, and how these men and women are being paid, and they go to the highest bidder. I don't think that NIL is the problem as much as the transfer portal is the problem. And that's not my original. I mean, it's what I think, and it's things that I've heard other people say as well. But I tend to agree that the NIL isn't the problem. The transfer portal is the problem. Case in point, I'm a Michigan fan, as you can all see. I'm men's Michigan basketball fan. Michigan everything. Go Blue. We're in the Sweet 16. I'm loving it, every second of it. But I bring them up not because I want them to beat Auburn on Friday and then hopefully beat Michigan State on Sunday to go to the Final Four and do something totally unexpected. Yeah, I want that to happen. But I'm bringing them up for a different reason because Michigan player Justin Pippen has decided to enter the transfer portal. Now, you're entering the transfer portal when your team is in the Sweet 16. I don't fault the player in this situation. I fault the system because why would the transfer portal be open now? Speaking with some folks, my sister-in-law actually, brought this to light to me when I spoke with her briefly yesterday. It's because of when school ends and all these different things. That's fine. I get it, but we can make this rule a little bit better by making the transfer portal not open until after the Final Four, until after the championship game is over. We can wait. And the championship game's on a Monday. Can't we wait till Thursday to open a transfer portal? You've got coaches that are game planning for teams. You've got coaches that have played. Michigan, Justin Pippen is not a huge role player on the team, hasn't played a whole lot this season, but injuries do happen. So now we've got Justin Pippen totally not in the picture for Michigan at this point because he's decided to enter the transfer portal. Let's crown a national champion before we just, start, having transfers, having the transfer portal open. Again, back to the NCAA tournament this season, we didn't get our 15-2 or 14-3 upset, the nail biter buzzer beaters. We had the one game with it was Maryland and somebody, Maryland and Colorado State. That was a good game. It was a 5-12. Good game. Went down to the wire. But none of those stories because while Colorado State's not a huge school, you're not getting a school like a Norfolk State or a McNeese State or one of those type of stories. We didn't have those stories this season, and I don't blame the NIL. I blame the transfer portal. But I don't think that just because we had 1 year of not a whole lot of upsets and, those magical moments that we all love from NCAA, I think those are still going to happen because you're still going to get those players that don't get recruited, that don't get that NIL bag from the big Florida schools, or from the schools like Florida, or the schools like UConn, the schools like Michigan or Michigan State. You're still going to get that player that's a good player that's going to be at Alcorn State, that's going to be at Old Dominion, that's going to be at these schools that aren't as popular, not in these big conferences, and we're still going to get these upsets. March Madness is not dead, folks. March Madness is not dead. Just got sick this year. Check me out next time. Peace.